Det er forvirrende der.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay, så går jeg tilbage igen, eller hvad?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Nope.
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Okay, jeg tror, jeg har lært at gå på trapper.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Det går galt. I don't like it. Jeg tror aldrig, jeg har været så bange for trapper før. Seriøst.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Nå.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Hvad skal jeg gøre? Nej, jeg er pisse.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment.
Det er rimelig godt klart.
Can we please get back to the other room?
Okay. Hvis det gør det klart. Whoa!
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Okay. Det virker ikke. Okay. Jeg bliver snart forvirret, om der er
Stanley,
de troller
go
mig.
back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Der kan komme et spil fortsætter.
No, what do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Giv mig en slikkepind. Det vil hjælpe på det. Ah!
Stanley, let's go. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Ja, det her svar nok.
Reading the situation correctly.
Au.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
And we...
Oh. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
No. The end is never the end. Let's begin.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is
the
that
end
possible?
is never the end.
They never stopped.
The end is
Surely
never the
mistaken.
end.
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Jeg føler ikke, de der skærme er tændt før. Det gør mig lidt bange, at de er tændt nu. Er der andet? Seriøst, de var ikke tændt før. Tror jeg ikke. Jeg ved ikke, om det er mig, der er ved at blive lidt paranoid. De må være tændt hele tiden. Ellers er jeg meget forvirret.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Jeg tror, det er den der dør, man kommer igennem, hvis du går tværs over på den anden, hvor han siger, at man skal tage første dør på venstre hånd.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ja, som er nedenunder.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh my.
He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And one thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back. The fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Dum. Nope. Ik beweeg me.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I'm real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Bemærk, det første menneske enten os selv. Dum, dum, dum. Og vi er tilbage.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Plejer den at lukke sig med det samme? Nu er skærmen i hvert fald slukket, så det var ikke mig, der var mærkeligt.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Nej. Det er det, der sker, når man er fuld. Eller de er fulde. Okay. Så nu går vi til
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
Nej, jeg vil gerne hen til lærerhallen.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ba-ba-da.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Og så går vi derover, i stedet for at hoppe ned på sporet.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it,
Var det en trussel?
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Hvad fanden er det? Jeg fatter ingenting, hvad? Hvorfor sort rum? Hvad har de med sort rum i det her spil? Okay da. Wow.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.